close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Final time for brand tax. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Who gets it done? We're leaning on each other. It's Joey Rainey. It's Andrew Bound coming to the stripe. Stone Cooley's right there with him. Checkered flag is out. Who gets it done? It's a photo finish for Brand Tax coming to the line.
For the push, I don't know. This is going to be a photo finish.
Oh, Stone Cooley taking the checkered flag the inside. Who's it gonna be? It's a photo finish. Give it to Brendan Bird. Conquers Watkins Glen. Gets turned across the line.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure. Indianapolis changes the tone of a championship. Tonight, Apex Motor Club, presented by West Coast Sim Racing, arrives at one of the most recognizable venues in motorsport, round 3 of the MX-5 Cup season. And even a field built on close competition and modest power, this place makes everything feel bigger. The Indianapolis Road Course is a track that puts pressure on every part of the lap. The long front straight provides an opportunity. The heavy braking zone demands commitment. The technical infield punishes drivers who get impatient or ask too much of the car. In the MX-5, that challenge becomes even sharper because there are no excess of power to cover a mistake. Every exit matters. Every draft matters. Every missed apex costs something at the end of the night. That is what should make tonight so compelling. Round 3, where the season starts to take shape. And at a place like Indy, drivers have to balance racecraft with restraint. They have to know when to attack, defend, and to trust that a clean lap will pay off more than a desperate move. This is the Apex Motor Club. This is West Coast Sim Racing. At Indianapolis for round 3 of the MX-5 Cup. And we're ready to go racing. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's a pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag here at Indianapolis. Track length of 2.3 miles. It'll be a challenge for the drivers to get around all 14 corners here cleanly. Air temp and track temp, both in the 60s, not too shabby there. I'm your host, Sagarbachi, taking you from green to checkered flag, as always, on behalf of Apex Motor Club and West Coast Sim Racing. Welcome on in. Couple keys to the race tonight: maximize your exits, especially onto the front straightaway. You have to have braking discipline going into the heavy braking zone of turn 1. Keep that infield tidy. And obviously use the draft to maximize your runs out of 6 and out of 14 as well. Take a look at the championship points before we get into the weekend. Nico Colby leads Slater Colby, Birch, Stone Colby, Josh Hunter, Connor Cunningham, Luke Cantor, Joe Rainey, Josh Farrer, Jensen McKelkey, Darren Colby, Warren Johnson, then Fletcher, Jason Holcomb, David Ramirez, Diego Valdemara, and Jacob Bolland round out the top 18 drivers for MX-5 Fight Night. Taking a look at the drivers with their fastest lap times, it's got to be Fletcher leading by a near country mile right now. Seeing, excuse me, what Jeremy Fletcher can do from pole position right now. Provisionally, that is, he's 0.3 up on Luke Cantor. Then 0.4 back is going to be Nico Colby and Slater, then Stone. Invert that, it's actually Stone, then Slater. Birch running in 6th position. Lincoln Fox, a newcomer to the series, in 7th place. Lots of Ballin fans here tonight to cheer him on. He's running in P16, but that means there's nothing but net forward for the White Monster machine. Drivers have to definitely figure out how they can catch up to Jeremy Fletcher. But once the race gets going, the secret will be revealed. on now, keeping it tidy through 5 and 6 and getting a good exit onto the back stretch. Luke Cantor all over the rear end of the 52. Stone Colby. Now, will that be helpful or will that hurt him? Well, he backs out of it and tries to get set up for another run. The IMS opened itself back up in 1909 in Speedway, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis. It's one of its most historic racing venues in the world. This opened in 1909, and if you weren't aware, there's actually bricks underneath the racetrack here. They recently did some excavation going on at Indianapolis, and there are actual bricks from the original racetrack underneath the asphalt that they race on today. Luke Cantor trying to get a lap done, but body blocks being thrown. As it looks like the two other drivers on the racetrack didn't necessarily want to get a lap time together. Natalie O'Shanna cheering on Johnson tonight. Warren Johnson running in P18 currently. The 1-2-4 driver. A little further down the order. Can he stitch a lap together? There'll be a 7th lap that throws him up into 11th position. Not too shabby there. And that will be it for the session, folks. It's going to conclude in just a few moments, giving the drivers one last opportunity potentially to get this lap done. Warren Johnson representing vehiclebuyers.com in his Mazda MX-5. And obviously the Apex Motor Club logo on the front. Villain representation. Drivers racing in qualifying as the session concludes. Let's see if Johnson can get anything done. Ooh, a sloppy exit there. And that will conclude his run. Jensen McKelkey starting way down the order in 13th position. Nico Colby running in 3rd position. Let's take a look at the unofficial results for qualifying here in just a moment. Jeremy Fletcher, Luke Cantor, Nico Colby, the 1-2-3, Lincoln Fox, Stone Colby, and Brandon Birch. Then Slater Colby, Josh Hunter, Josh Farrer, Connor Cunningham, Warren Johnson, Joe Rainey, Jensen McKelkey, Dana Ramirez, Darren Colby, Diego Valdemar, Jacob Bolland, and Thomas Dibley rounding out the 18 participants. Taking a look at our starting grid, it will be Fletcher alongside Cantor. Nico Colby and Lincoln Fox alongside each other as well in the second. Then third belongs to Stone and Brandon Birch. Number 4 for Slater Colby and Josh Hunter. Number 5 for Josh Fair and Connor Cunningham. Number 6 for Warren Johnson and then Joe Rainey. Number 7 for Jensen McKelkey and Daniel Ramirez. Number 8 for Darren Colby and Diego Valderrama. Number 9 for Jacob Ballin and Thomas Divley. And the drivers are gridded up and they're ready to go racing, folks. And we're ready to take off. A field this packed with talent. It's going to be absolutely crazy today. See what the drivers can do. Ballin, Divley, Fletcher. Ready to take the green flag here. Green, green, green is in the air. It's going to be a little bit of a kerfuffle for the field. Right now, we're going to go 4 abreast, headed down and towards turn number 1. The entire field's going to go 4 wide, 3 wide, guaranteed. We're going to manage to keep it green, but some drivers are going to head off just a little bit into some of the runoff road, but we're managing to keep it on the black stuff for the most part. Is that Warren Johnson turned around? It is Warren Johnson turned around, unfortunately. Take a look now at Jacob Ballin, who's actually not in the lead of the race, actually. We'll get the timing tower fixed and updated the next time the drivers come by. Jeremy Fletcher battling it out right now with the number 16, the young Nico Colby, and then the 52 getting abreast as well. The battle for the lead is getting a little hectic right now. 2 by 2 out of the final corner. We get squared up down the front straight. This is where I don't think it pays to be in the lead. I think the draft is going to be a little too strong. This is reminiscent of Daytona, where Jeremy Fletcher was a little frustrated with the situation, where drivers were able to get pulling on him by at least half a second. 2 by 2 into the first corner. This is the heavy braking zone demanding for the drivers. The 16 slots back in behind the 52, and that's going to be Stone Colby, Slater Colby, and there goes down Divley and Boland. '22 and the 52 lead the race right now. Further back, Luke Cantor is going wheel to wheel with Nico Colby. '36 chases down the 18. The battle for the podium rests in their hands as well. Hello, Steve Birch. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're keeping an eye on your favorite driver. As he's just sitting behind Luke Cantor currently. Fletcher in the lead of the race in front of Colby. That Colby train is awfully strong tonight. Taking a look from the tower, you can see how tight that pack is amongst the top 6. This is going to be Colby and Cantor. Colby trying to get back up to his brother in. But Luke Cantor separating them by a sliver no longer. And Stone, Slater, then Nico in that Colby train. Drivers coming through the field now and into the final pair of corners. Lincoln Fox running in 7th position here on the battlefield. Battle up ahead for the lead. Stone and Fletcher here, throwing down the gauntlet at the first corner. It will be Fletcher succumbing to the attacks of Stone, who's done with his namesake and wants to be in the lead of the race. Well and wide out of turn 6. Trying to break off the slipstream that he's giving to Jeremy Fletcher. There's a big one. That's Slater Colby involved in an incident. We'll get a replay of that incident in just a moment. And he just goes straight into the barrier. Battle snatched away back to the JFR machine, but he goes airborne, turned into a bicycle for a moment. That's going to allow the 52. And there comes the 16, Nico Colby, with a nasty switchback on the 22. 3 abreast coming out of the final corner. This is going to be the drag we're hoping for. But is Birch in the Optimus Prime spot right now, watching and waiting for the battle to unfold in front of him? Three wide, 4 wide for a moment. Coming into turn 1. Fletcher leads Stone, then Birch, then Nico, Cantor, Lincoln Fox. Here we go. The battle is on, very much alive for the lead. Jeremy Fletcher and Stone Colby here. And look at the background as well. The newcomer, Lincoln Fox, showcasing that he can battle with the best of them. The more these do battle it out, the more likely it is that Birch moves up, and there it is. Birch moves up, but there's an attack from the 36, the 18 on the inside, the 16, Nico Colby getting involved as well into turn 12. Now the run to turn 13. It's very short, but the driver's going to make quick work of that run. Again, this is where the draft is going to play a huge part for the drivers. All the way down towards the pit wall. 22 pushes the 16. Losing ground, Fletcher is at turn 1, but can he recover? The brake discs are glowing. 16 can't keep it parked on the apex. He loses out, touches a little bit of grass that the kids are talking about these days, and I don't think that's what exactly they meant. Your eyes on this number 18, Luke Cantor. Let me reload the textures and see if that will update the liveries. Sometimes that has to do a manual reset, and then we'll take a look at Brandon Birch, who's now into the lead of the race. I'm not sealing the Helios logo either there's Mr. Birch. I'll definitely have to have a talk with young Brandon Birch to figure out what's going on there post-race. Oh, there it is. I see the Helios logo right there on the front as Jeremy Fletcher gives a little bump to Birch. We looked at the outside line. There's the 22. No longer helping, but he's going to be going around the outside. And he's going to make that one work and stick, but gets a little touch from Birch. The switchback not available because Jeremy Fletcher is occupying that real estate. Quickly, you can go from hero to 0, and Birch, succumbing to all of the attacks tonight, can do nothing to defend right now. Everybody using the draft to their advantage. When you have an extra 10, 20, maybe even 15 miles per hour, it's just not enough to be in the lead of the race. The draft from 2 cars definitely helps you Jeremy Fletcher showing us how much it helps and how to execute that. Overtake the 52 to the inside line. Stone Colby with a look at the stamp and a send on Jeremy Fletcher here. Going around the outside of Fletcher here. There's the 36. Trying to make quick work of the situation. But he's locked in arms right now with the drivers stuck in the same battle pack as him. Nico Colby into the lead, coming down into one. Fletcher there, running a little bit deep and wide also. The drivers might need to start being careful about their track limits. Fletcher slaughtering those sausage curbs. Definitely unlike what the Sausage Dodgers are all about here on AK Esports every Tuesday and Thursday at 12:15 Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. UK time. Birch loses a little bit of ground, but we're keeping an eye on this top 10 spread, really. Everybody still has a chance to win this one. The gap amongst the top 10, well, it's just a 2-second spread right now. Nico Colby into the lead of the race in front of Jeremy Fletcher. Brendan Birch occupies the real estate that Fletcher wants to be on right now. Will this end in tears, or will this end the way that Birch wants it to? Steve, I'm in California, sir. I'm as West Coast sim racing gets, my friend. Here we go, 3 abreast coming down into what's turn 7, the 90-degree corner. We lead down into 8. Look at this gaggle of bumblebees fighting it out for the lead of the race right now. We've got 12, 13 cars in the mix. Everybody jostling for position right now. Jeremy Fletcher trying to defend back Stone Colby, who's defending back Brandon Birch. And further back, Luke Cantor. Look at that 3 wide action. The 21 goes around. That's going to be Josh Farrer getting the worst of it. And so does Connor T. Cunningham in the 502. Although a little gap has formed, the battle still brews up here. Between Fletcher and Stone Colby. Oh my goodness, they're going to go all the way out to the grass, and that's a dangerous place to be if your name is Jeremy Fletcher. He could have dipped a couple wheels off, but no, the drivers here at West Coast Sim Racing keep it pitch perfect. Here we go. Competition caution to be called here shortly, I would imagine, if we're wanting getting another full half stint out of this race. I expect this lap plus one more potentially. Beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, Steve. Beautiful part of the country. Whoa, big hip check there. Cantor under braking, loses it, gives that hip check to the 16 of Nico Colby. Keep your eyes peeled and your peepers open. Josh Hunter, number 81, up 2 positions. Sees a lot of potential out there tonight. He's always been one to be able to climb onto the podium. Look at the trio for the lead right now. '18 of Cantor trails behind Luke Cantor no longer, and he's alongside and goes airborne over the curbs coming through turn 12. There's a big spin for this 52. That'll be Slater Colby. No, excuse me. Who was that spun? That was Stone Colby, the 52. I have to get a replay of how that all went down here momentarily. Competition caution called. Let's get a replay of that one here. So there's the 52 going into the back of the 22. Here's Fletcher getting a big hit from the 52, and it looks like the 52 is the one that spins at the end of the day. How in the world does that happen? Then he gets touched by the 36. It looks like he was already spinning, and then the 16 goes airborne. And excuse me, I'm getting a name pronunciation correction. It's actually Valderrama. Here we go. I'll try it one more time. Valderrama. Valderrama. We got it. Perfect. Diego Valderrama. We got it. Nailed. Sam Vance saying, just joined West Coast Sim Racing and hope to race next week. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. We hope to see you on the racetrack. Which series did you sign up for, Sam Vance? Did you sign up for the GTF, GT3s? Did you sign up for MX-5 Fight Night? Did you sign up for Monday GR86? So many races every night of the week here with West Coast Sim Racing. Got to give a big shout out and thanks to all of our admins and, of course, Warren Johnson behind the scenes, putting on all the shows for us behind the scenes, putting all the work, getting the servers dialed in. He's done absolutely phenomenal. And we got cheers from Top Notch Aviation for Jacob Boland. Driver of the number 43, Jacob Boland, currently up 2 positions from where he started. I told you there was nothing but net to be had for Boland, and he's capitalizing on that charge. Lights are out on the pace car, meaning we'll go green here in just a few moments, folks. Don't go anywhere. And the pace car is going to pull in this lap. That'll be Fletcher and Birch on the front row. Here we go. Birch, Fletcher, Cantor, and Colby on the first 2 rows. Green flag waved by Barney the flagman, and it's going to be 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down the order. 3 wide, make it 3 deep, all the way through turn 1. We're going to get drivers parked on the apex. Big spin for Josh Hunter. Josh Hunter goes round, collected with Warren Johnson and Daniel Ramirez. Right after the caution. Cautions breed cautions, they say. Here we go. Down into 7. 36, the 22, the 16. And the 18. But there's a big mistake. I think that was Darren Colby. Or was that Diego Valderrama? Daniel Ramirez was the guilty party. He teleported back to pit lane, so a quick tow will clear him from the racetrack. Here we go again. All the way to turn 12 and 13. Birch trailing Fletcher. Slater, Colby in the middle of the Cantor Colby train. Josh Farrer, what can he do from way back in the order? Looks at the inside line on Darren Colby, who's charged up the order. Take a look at this as well. Slater Colby, the number 25. Comes through the order up 2 positions, but Birch as well up 4 positions tonight. A definite hard charger this evening. Darren Colby, though, trying to hold on to that. He's going to go off the racetrack. No, that's Josh Farrer going off the racetrack, excuse me, as he takes a little excursion to the oval banking. It'll be a battle between Birch, Fletcher, and Colby for the lead. Birch into the lead of this one. Just as we go past the halfway point, and the competition caution flies. Sam Vance asking, how are points earned? I believe the points distribution is laid out in the race info part of the league. Here we go, 22:36. Whoa, big bang bounce over the curbs. Here we go, folks. Fletcher back up into the lead. Birch into P2. Thank you guys so much for the love in the comments section. Really appreciate it. If you do me a favor, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Get notifications for West Coast Sim Racing goes live next every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We race 3 nights of the week live on AK Esports and West Coast Sim Racing's YouTube channel. Nico Colby here, battling with Cantor. He tries to keep him behind. He moves over to the inside line slowly but surely, but there goes Fletcher with his own defense towards the pit wall. Fletcher takes a deep look to the inside, goes over the sausage, doesn't lose his composure, not even in the slightest. Here we go. 3 abreast again into 7. 2 by 2 on entry into deep. The number 25 of Slater Colby might lose a little bit of ground here. Nico Colby, Stone Colby, and Brandon Birch up ahead. Gonna lose out ground from the drivers behind. '48 of Lincoln Fox on board with him now. The braking zone of turn 1. Fox tries to go to the inside on the 18. Gets a lick of the stamp. The send is on. Able to get through on Luke Cantor. Big defense there by the 25. Not sure if that was necessary, as Lincoln Fox was a little too far back to make anything happen. Things settling down a little bit. Maybe not quite as the Colbys go wheel to wheel. Gaps opening up. Fletcher pulls out a 3/10 gap on Brandon Birch. Nico Colby getting help from Stone behind. What a push from Nico Colby into Birch to help him out. Take a look at this. How long will the helpful hand lie? Or will it turn upside down the same way it did for a few drivers throughout this race? Located in Speedway, Indiana, just west of Indianapolis, the 14-turn layout here at Indy is a hybrid circuit that mixes iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway, or IMS, landmarks with a technical infield section built around braking zones, chicanes, and traction on corner exit. This is a road course with real oval DNA at its roots, folks. And that's what gives it such a unique rhythm compared to most permanent road courses. Down the front stretch. Here we go. Birch into the lead. Having that overspeed is so critical here at the IMS. Bobbing, weaving every which way, coming down to turn number 7. Birch still leads us. Going on to our 21st lap of completion. Will Birch accept the checkered flag? Here we go, wheel to wheel with Fletcher, who takes the inside line, coming down into turn 12 and 13. Y'all know that the inside line turns into the outside for the following corner, but Fletcher carries enough speed and momentum to throw his elbows out with Brandon Birch. A little bit of a hip check there from Nico Colby into Birch, but it's to no harm, no foul between the duo. Into the braking, Birch trying to snap back for the lead, but to no avail as he tries to go down with the number 22. Joshua Smith, welcome in, welcome in. This is an exciting one you're going to have to watch back. 6 minutes left to go. .36 blinking in and out of existence right now. Hopefully he can clear that up here shortly. Cantor goes into the back of the 52, who's recovered back up into 5th place. No longer as he gets spun by the 18. And that'll send Stone back to, well, the Stone Ages. Final 5 minutes of running, meaning we'll have 3 laps left, folks. .16 sends it at turn 1. Able to walk away with the lead, but that's only provisional. Jeremy Fletcher snaps back with his retort, but Nico Colby saw that one coming, and quick heads and cooler heads will prevail at the end of the evening. Look at that drive that he's got, the young gun Nico Colby. And there goes the 36 alongside. They're going to trade paint coming in behind, fighting for the draft from Fletcher. All the way over to the racing line goes the 16, the 22 of Fletcher. Slaughters the sausage. He goes into bicycle mode again. Amazing battles for the lead here. We haven't even had a chance to look away. 4 wide again, coming into turn 1. Maybe not this time as the 16 backs out of it. Birch, what are you doing, Birch? He's losing out ground to Fletcher. Under braking, he should have stayed in the slipstream. I think that would have been more beneficial. Here we go, but he's got to do something different than what he's been doing. Going on to the last lap. This is going to be the most important moment. Where do you want to be in the battle pack? First, second, or third? Where will you get the most help? Where will you get the biggest advantage on your opponent? On to the last lap, folks. Barney's going to bring it home with the white flag. Jeremy Fletcher defends the inside line on Brandon Birch. Running in third, Nico Colby. Then trailing is Slater. Then Luke Cantor. Stone way further back than he'd like to be from this order. Fletcher still leads in this trio. Quattro. Cinquetlet. Whatever you want to call it. Right now, though, with just a few moments remaining on the clock, will it go Fletcher's way? Only a few corners remaining. I think Birch is too far back to make anything work this time by. Too far back here. He's going to gain momentum and speed through the following corners. It's going to be a drag to the line at the end of the day. Here we go. Fletcher, Birch, Colby, Cantor. But it's going to go the way for Jeremy Fletcher at the end of the evening. Then Brandon Birch in second. Nico, Slater, Luke, Stone, Josh Fair, Joe Rainey, Connor Cunningham, Darren Colby, Valderrama, Lincoln Fox, Jacob Bolland, and Thomas Divley rounding out the 14 finishers. Valderrama chasing down Lincoln Fox for the finish there. Jacob Bond bringing home 13th position as well. Take a look at our unofficial results before we talk to the drivers. It was going to be and always was going to be Jeremy Fletcher. And Brandon Birch, Nico Colby, the 1, 2, 3. And Slater Colby, Luke Cantor, Stone Colby, Josh Farrer, Joe Rainey, Connor Cunningham, Darren Colby, Diego Valderrama. Lincoln Fox, Jacob Bolland, Thomas Divley, Josh Hunter, Warren Johnson, Daniel Ramirez, and Jensen McKelkey rounding it out. let's go ahead and talk to our drivers, and we'll go ahead and get these interviews underway in just a moment. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and talk to the young gun, Nico Covey. Nico had a hard-fought charge, well, back up to P3, it felt like, but really, he never left it at the end of the day. Nico, what was it like from your perspective in P3 at the end of the day?
Yeah, there was just a lot of fighting overall. It's a fun track to race at. Just lots of draft and just trying to play the draft game the whole time. Like qualifying was pretty bad with the draft. We had like 15 cars stacked on top of each other. But yeah, overall it was a good race.
It wasn't a good race. This was one for the record books. I mean, 10 cars within 2 seconds of each other for the first 20 minutes or so. It's got to be a record or something. The number of changes that we had for the lead were phenomenal. The number of race leaders we had were phenomenal. I mean, it's just everything you could have asked for here at IMS. Do you feel like there's a reason why this track is featured on so many race calendars?
It's just a historic track. Just the Brickyard, just such a historic track overall. But like for these cars, like it's in the MX-5 schedule, just so much draft and yeah.
Yeah, the draft played a huge part. Is that where you wanted to be at the end of the day? You know, running a little further back or running not in first position to use the draft going into the last 2 laps, or what was the strategy there with the draft?
And yeah, honestly, it wasn't the optimal spot, but it was fine overall. But Jeremy parked it at the last corner. If he wouldn't have done that, me and Birch probably would have got him, or at least Birch. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely a great move. Thank you very much, Nico. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or thank today?
You for the broadcast, Warren for the league, everyone that shows up, mom, dad, and Jeremy for just trying to win all the time and just trying too hard.
All righty, let's go ahead and talk to Brandon Birch. Birch, how does it feel to gain 4 positions and be up into P2 tonight?
Yeah, it was a fun one. I didn't ever get a quali lap with a good tow, so I was starting at 6th, and I was like honestly fine with it because this track, the draft is so wild. I wouldn't even want to be on pole anyway. So I think P2 or P3 throughout the race is the spot to be. You're kind of funneling in and out. Obviously, you guys saw a bunch of passes and stuff made there, so we always try to keep it interesting. There's a lot of 2 wide and 3 wide going into a ton of corners, keeps it fun, and there's a lot of really good, clean racers in here, so that kind of stuff's a blast.
It definitely looked like it. Brandon Birch, anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to thank on another successful podium?
Yeah, you for the broadcast, Warren helping us out with the league. I know it's a lot of work, so appreciate that. And JFR Esports, vehiclebuyers.com, and everybody in the chat watching. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And I'll give a big shout out to Mr. Birch in the YouTube chat who's been cheering you on all night long. Moving swiftly
That's
on.
good stuff.
He's one of our favorite fans out there. So he's my favorite guy out there in the YouTube chat. So shout out to Mr. Birch every single week. Let's move on to Jeremy Fletcher. Jeremy Fletcher doesn't have his dad watching, not that I'm well aware of at the very least. Could be a silent but deadly Mr. Fletcher in the YouTube chat. But anyways, Fletcher, how does it feel to be back for another win, this time at a historic racetrack?
Yeah, Warren told me I got 2 drops, so washed away the first 2 weeks and try and win everything from here on out. And yeah, my dad's been slacking, but he hasn't been up in the YouTube chat.
We'll have to get him inserted into the YouTube chat for one of these streams, and maybe we'll even drag him into the broadcast booth to talk some smack about you while you're driving.
Don't do that, it'll be nothing good.
That's just about what I expected. Jeremy, how do you succeed week after week? And is it as true as Nico said, you're just a tryhard at heart?
I'm having fun. Nico's trying his little heart out. It's cool to see him, get closer and closer each week, but there's still a margin he has to close to get up here and battle with the big boys, but he's almost there.
Oh, man. Jeremy, anybody you want to shout out or anybody you want to thank tonight?
For sure. JFR Esports, the gun and holster store, you for putting on this broadcast, Warren for putting on the league, Colby family, Rainey family, and yeah, everyone in the YouTube that's watching, Stone for running into me before the cars came out. That was pretty cool. But yeah, everyone that comes week in, week out and puts this stuff together, it's really awesome.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Have a great night, guys. And as always, stay safe out there.
Cheers. Thank you.
With that, folks, we're going to close things out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag, as always. On behalf of West Coast Sim Racing, on behalf of AK Esports and Apex Motor Club, I've been your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.